have been doing so much to support this team that Barley House is the official after-party headquarters of the Rubber City Roller Girls. So you can always see some of them down there.
Absolutely.
And the particularly effective Deadeye Hunter on the jammer line tonight. Tama Maniac, number 34, taking the line for Little Steel. Looks like the confusion has been cleared up. 79-60 is your score.
Rubber City advantage with 2 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the first period.
Jackie O'Sassin coming off the penalty box, rejoining the action.
Inside track left wide open for Little Steel and your lead jammer.
Deadeye Hunter right behind, but taking some contact.
Tama Maniac, Little Steel is your lead jammer, and she is rolling.
Number NC-17, that's malpractice for Little Steel, creating nothing but nightmares for Deadeye Hunter on this jam. Deadeye through the pack, however, at this point, but she's lost a lot of control of this jam. It's going to be up to Little Steel now, and now it's up to the Rubber City defense. Syndenator putting on a big hit. Tama Maniac out of control, but she's still on her skates.
Syndenator relentless on Tama Maniac, and a big shot by number 3. That's Punisher Pixie.
Punisher Pixie, not able to send her to the ground like she did, but making that contact is all too important in something like this. The jam's been called off, a 3-3 wash, so give it to Deadeye Hunter.
Here comes a big shot here, Mad Dog. Syndenator just, absolutely killing him tonight. But a tip of the cap to Tama Maniac to be able to stay on her skates after a shot like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, not many of us can take a shot from the Syndenator and still stay on our feet, let alone skates. This is going to be number 42, Georgia Romero taking a big lead. Tama Maniac for the Little Steel Derby girls, and a big collision sends Georgia Romero to the ground. She's back up quickly.
Tama Maniac jamming again, and Barbonic Plague up front for Rubber City.
And look at the strategy of number 19, Brute 60 Kicks. You notice what she did there, Bobby. She slowed down because she had driven Georgia Romero out of bounds. Georgia can't get back in bounds in front of that blocker. She's got to wait. Brute 60 Kicks putting on some strategy and mitigating how much damage Georgia can do as Tama Maniac continuing to tear up the concrete.
Well, that's just a heads-up play, and Tama Maniac out here for her second consecutive jam, Mad Dog.
And you had touched on it earlier, Bobby, jammer deep. That is a Rubber City philosophy for roller derby. Keep as many fresh jammers as you can. Little Steel seems like they have only a few go-to jammers, and boy, if you keep relying on them this way, you're going to tire them out pretty quickly, and it could be a detriment to the overall advantage.
Well, conditioning is key, Mad Dog, and we're going to see in the second half just what kind of conditioning we're dealing with. 43 seconds left in this period. 43 seconds left effectively in the half.
And I did say detriment to overall advantage, if you notice that.
Big shot, malpractice sends Georgia Romero to the ground, and Georgia's slow to get up.
And another big one. Georgia Romero taking huge contact in the pack. And she's having a lot of trouble staying on her skates. She's looking to call it off, but Bobby, I don't know if she's the lead jammer.
She is not the lead jammer, Mad Dog, and so unfortunately, and Georgia looks like she might be a little banged up. She's got to skate for another 5 seconds. And that will do it for the first period, the first half. And Rubber City putting on quite a clinic here in the first half, Mad Dog. And like we said, we're going to see how conditioning plays out in the second half.
Absolutely. 3-2 advantage on that last jam for the Rubber City Renegades.
Here comes a few of those hits, Mad Dog, that we were talking about earlier. Georgia Romero takes a big shot.
Big time.
And that's only the first of 3, my friend, and right here.
Georgia Romero, look how banged up she is. Bam! Yet another blocker for Little Steel. Sends Georgia Romero careening to the ground. Enough cannot be said about the toughness and the tenacity of this player, though. Georgia Romero continuing to get back on her skates as a true competitor and a true athlete.
I have seen Georgia in the practice rink knocked down, taken down, and gets up every time and asks her opponent right in the face, what more do you got?
Exactly. And that is the kind of competitor Georgia Romero is. Now, for the folks here in the John S. Knight Center, all those young kids, It's going to be TV trivia. We're going to kick things down to our friends at 91.3 The Summit. So all the kids out there, join them for the halftime TV trivia. And we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Jackie Elsassin, how you doing? Had played a great first half, and I'd just like to know, tell me how you felt about the way the team came together in the first half, given the inexperience.
I think we played an awesome first half. I think we were solid on hitting. We're good on knowing our plays, on what we need to be doing to hold their jammer off and allow our jammer opportunities to score. I think we gel really well together. We're a good group of girls, get along really well, and we know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we really play to that.
That's great. You guys seem to be very well conditioned. Can you talk a little bit about your conditioning processes in practice and things like that? What do you do to stay in shape?
Absolutely. We practice 3 times a week, long 2 to 3 hour long practices, including speed practice. Lots of conditioning. We do lots of upper body and lower body workouts at both the beginning and at the end of practice. We do a lot of drills that really push your endurance, long speed skating practices, a lot of snake drilling, a lot of mobility and agility.
Well, and it's showing here. It's showing you a little bit here on the replay screen. You're able to pour a lot of points on the board there in the first half. What can we expect to see out of you in the second half?
You can see a lot of good, strong hitting out of this tiny package. Good speed skating when I can get in front of the pack and come through. Not afraid to take a hit, not afraid to give a hit. Not afraid to push my way through the pack to score some points for the better of the team.
Well, that's exactly what we're looking for here in River City. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you very much.
have a great second half. Okay, we're here with Knockout Natalie from Little Steel. Natalie, talk for a minute about the first half. You guys seem to keep a pretty even match.
Yeah, we've been trying real hard. We've been in the penalty box a little bit more than we wanted to, but we're not too far behind, and I think we're going to come back and get this as long as we keep playing hard and we keep focused and stay out of the penalty box.
Absolutely. You guys seem pretty jammer deep. Is that something that you guys really like to focus on as far as your jammer capabilities and your conditioning?
Well, we're actually at a loss for this game. Two of our very good jammers already had vacations planned before the game, so we're missing some of our jammers. So I think really only Kalina has been a main jammer in any of our other bouts, and we're just blockers trying to jam right now, I think.
Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with that, and like I said, you're keeping a pretty tight match. Talk for a little bit about what we can expect to see out of you in the second half.
Well, hopefully you don't see us in the box. If not, we're just going to be trying to score points, call it off, even if it's just 1 point at a time. You know, as long as we get lead jammer, we can win this. We gotta work on getting lead jammer.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
And good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the John S. Knight Center here for our friends at watching on Time Warner Cable, local on demand, channel number 411. A little bit of game analysis after this first half. Bobby, this is the debut bout for the Rubber City Renegades. A lot of these girls coming out doing this for the first time. We have seen nothing but vicious roller derby being played on the part of the Rubber City Renegades. What do you make of it?
Well, again, conditioning's big, but, you know, like I said earlier, these girls came out with something really to prove, Mad Dog, and they're playing like they got a chip on their shoulder, and that's what you want to see. Set the tone early and create your identity, as it were, as a team. These girls come out, they're playing just tenacious roller derby and, you know, putting on the hits, putting on the speed, doing a great job.
We're taking a look at players like Allison Rollerland right there. Enough cannot be said about Cindenator, the captain of this team, certainly taking the reins of this group of players and really harnessing all that energy that they've been working on, all that practice that they've had. Amy Animal been doing a tremendous job. She has just absolutely been effective, not only as a jammer, a blocker, but also as a team leader.
Oh, no question about it, and able to take a shot, as we just saw on the screen, and I'm sorry they're not playing that one again, taking great shots there, and able to stay on her feet and really put things together to put on some points.
What's going to be what do you make is the, let's say, key factors in the second half? We have a score, we have a big Rubber City advantage going into this second period. How do you figure Little Steel's going to overcome this, and what are the keys for Rubber City to maintain that lead?
Well, Rubber City, first of all, Rubber City cannot let up one bit. They've got to rely on their conditioning and their coaching. They've got to rely on, you know, they have to wear their hearts on their sleeve to really, really seal the deal here. For Little Steel, I think Knockout Natalie in our interview just a few seconds ago hit on it very well. They need to stay out of the penalty box. They've been killing themselves, shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, and you know, that would hurt anybody.
You cannot let players like Cindenator, Georgia Romero, Barbonic Plague have a lone jammer position with a depleted defense as your jammer sits in the penalty box. It's just something that's going to be a detriment, and it's going to create these huge point gaps every single time, Bobby. As we see some replay here of Little Steel jamming against the Rubber City Roller Girls Renegade squad. You know, as we see, perfect example, staying on your feet is another thing. Skill in skating. Bobby, it's so important that when you're on a straightaway or when you're taking a turn, you want to maximize, you know, how much opportunity you have at any given time. You got to rely on your defense. That's going to be a big key, I think, in the second half of this game. Defense, defense, defense.
Oh, there's no question about it. And the defense from Rubber City has got to really, really, you know, finalize the work and keep those packs tight. Keep the packs tight. Keep the jammers in the back of the pack.
Big hits. Look at that. Cindenator. She has been all over this track tonight, applying pain after painful hit to this Little Steel Derby girls. And, you know, right now, the captain talking to her squad, getting them ready for the second half of this game. Leadership is another thing it comes down to. I'll tell you, you know, a lot of these girls, Cindenator, one bout under her belt. Georgia Romero, we know the co-captain, has been with the A squad for, you know, duration of this entire